What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about London's public transportation. As an American, particularly an American who does not live in some kind of gigantic major city, I can't even remember the last time I took public transportation. Americans like cars. We all own a car, no matter how crappy, no matter how good. Most Americans just own a car. It's probably not a good thing when you think about it. Like, public transportation has a lot of benefits to it, and a lot of, it's good for the environment and all sorts of things. So, I understand we probably should have more public transportation, but we just don't. So take that for what you will. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been to New York City and whatnot, where basically everyone walks around or takes a taxi or something like that, so I understand the concept. But when I learn about London, or from what little I know about London growing up, I think of the London Tube, the underground, underground trains, above ground trains, these giant buses, all sorts of public transportation. It seems like people in London are all about it. They're using it, with some people maybe driving around. So anyway, with that kind of idea in my mind, I wanna know what's the public transportation like? How do you use it? You know, this probably sounds so obvious to people living it in London, if you happen to be in London. But to me, to little old American me, this is good stuff. This is new. I genuinely don't know what to think about it, so this video here seemed perfect. How to travel around London, how to buy an Oyster card, whatever that is. Perfect.
Now, recently a friend of mine was in London and didn't know which tube ticket to buy, or whatever it is that you use to travel on the buses and tubes in London. If you're from the UK, you can just use your contactless credit card, about which more later. But if you're from abroad and you've just arrived and you don't know where you live, what your name is, where you're going, you probably don't want to pay all those foreign bank fees on your transactions.
If you've just arrived and you are just clueless, I feel like he's calling me out personally, which is perfect. I'm clueless. Yeah, what do you do?
Is where you're going. You probably don't want to pay all those foreign bank fees on your transactions, so it's probably easier to get an Oyster card. Now,
Oyster card. So if you're a resident, a local, you can just use your debit card or credit card. If not, you're going to want one of these Oyster cards. That's a great name, by the way. Oyster card. Wonder how it got that name.
Don't be that person who hangs around for ages and gets in everybody's way. First thing you want to do is come over here and hit Get New Card. You can decide here how many cards you want, but there's only one of me, so I want one new Oyster card.
Okay.
Hit Confirm.
you then have to decide how much money you want to put onto your Oyster card.
It's pay as you go, so it depends on how many journeys you do per day, and then you'll cap it as a day travel card.
Now, a lot of people panic.
Huh. Okay, I mean, this doesn't seem so bad. Actually, I really like this. This is nice. I mean, I know this video is a little old that I'm watching. It's, this is 5 years ago. This was made 5 years ago. I think it still applies. This is nice. The technology, the screen looks kind of like outdated, but I don't care. I'm glad it's like this, like easy for a foreigner like me who would be going, to just tap a screen, buy the Oyster card. Do you have to choose right then and there how much money you're going to have on the card forever? Or do you keep the card and you can go back to the little ATM and recharge it with more money, right? That you gotta be able to just put more money on your card. That would make sense to me.
How many journeys you do per day, and then you'll cap it as a day travel card.
Now, a lot of people panic when they first arrive in London at Heathrow, for example, and they say, look, do I buy a weekly pass or do I buy a pay-as-you-go top-up pass? So I think the best thing to do is when you arrive, just stick £15 credit onto an Oyster card, and then that buys you some time to decide what kind of journeys you're going to be making after that.
Whoa, look at all these. I was a little distracted by the... Look at this thing. It's like a ferry. And then the double-decker buses. So he's saying I should buy the Oyster card, only put 15 bucks on it, 15 pounds on it, which doesn't sound like terribly a lot. That I don't even know how long that would last you, but it doesn't sound like a lot. Roughly $15. And then you might want to buy a weekly pass or a pay-as-you-go.
I buy a pay-as-you-go top-up pass. So I think the best thing to do is when you arrive, just stick £15 credit onto an Oyster card, and then that buys you some time to decide what kind of journeys you're going to be making after that.
What kind of journeys? So basically, you need to like figure out how often are you going to be using the public transportation. I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that because I don't think about public transportation ever.
So start with £15. The Oyster card is a £5 deposit, which you pay, and then the pay-as-you-go credit which you will have is £15, so altogether with £20.
Now don't worry, you'll get your deposit back when you return your card, plus any unused credit as long as it's under £10.
And what?
Oh, you return your... Oh, you return the card eventually. You don't keep it forever. Like, there's arcades in America where you just buy a little card and you keep it forever, basically, and throw it away. You have to return the Oyster card. I like that. And then get your deposit back. Huh? They've really thought this out.
Voila! My nice, fresh Oyster card, ready for use.
Okay.
Now, the left side of the escalator is for people who are much busier than you. So as far as Londoners are concerned, if you're standing on the wrong side, you basically have no human rights and you will be ploughed out of the way by people like me. Excuse me, can you get out of the bloody way, please? You're on the wrong side of the escalator. So did you honestly not notice that everyone was... All right.
Okay, there's no way this is just some random guy. That's his buddy or something. There's no way he filmed himself shushing a guy to the side. This is funny, though. London, people in London are much more organized already, I can tell. I know in Britain, queuing is like a big thing, proper queuing and waiting in line. So this makes so much sense to me, and it is funny to me, because a lot of the time on escalators in America, people are not getting out of the way if you're trying to go faster. They're just standing on it, and then there's no level of organization like this.
Pretty obvious, isn't it? I didn't see the signs.
Oh, there's a sign.
On no account must you speak to anybody. Make sure that you keep your headphones in.
The next station.
Now, these are the tips about... I assume this is the Tube, the London Underground train system. I know a little about this, but it is funny that the tip is... the rule is, don't look at anybody, don't talk to anybody, put it in your headphones, mind your own business.
Is Angel.
You're not allowed to speak to me. We're in London. Oh, you're not a Londoner?
No. Oh. That's why we're talking to you properly.
All right. I keep meeting Northerners. What's going on?
Northerners. Londoners. Is that how you say it? Someone from London is a Londoner. That's a good... Okay, got it.
They actually speak to you on the tube. You really are amateur. You haven't even got your headphones in.
Don't hate me.
No, you're
We just chat all day.
Amateur. Excuse me, I'm going to stare at my phone now.
Right, you carry on.
So if you're in a real hurry, you can just swipe your credit card or your debit card, as long as it's got this contactless symbol on it. Now that will work in exactly the same way as the pay-as-you-go credit on an Oyster card. But you don't have to top this up at the machine or anything. You just take it and you just scan it straight onto the machine.
Well, if you can just do that, why would anyone ever buy an Oyster card if you can just tap your debit card onto it, which most American debit cards like have the little chip in it at this point where you can do that. Would that work in London? Is there a difference? I don't even know why you'd even get the Oyster card.
And don't be one of those people who gets in the way and stands in front of the ticket gate. Sorry. Now remember, you can't use cash on the bus.
I like how he has to demonstrate being annoying to people.
So you've got to use your card.
The thing about the Oyster...
Oh, you use it for the bus? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's great. That's so smart. London is so smart. They've really thought about this public transport. This is news to me. You have the Oyster card if you choose to get it. It works on the Underground. You can tap it onto the bus to get on the bus. It probably works in other places. Wow. I didn't think I'd get so excited about something like this, but that is just We're in the future, man.
Use your card. The thing about the Oyster card is that you can use it again and again and again. I mean, if you use it, say, 50 times in one day, it won't go above a certain amount, so you can just continue using it all day long. They call it capping. I think it's about sort of £6 or £7 or something.
Oh, look, this guy even has a little device to scan your Oyster card for the vintage double-decker kind of bus. Wow, this is good stuff.
And again and again. I mean, if you use it, say, 50 times in one day, it won't go above a certain amount, so you can just continue using it all day long. They call it capping. I think it's about sort of £6 or £7 or something.
Okay.
Particularly like the number 15 bus, because you can get one of these old route masters, and they're really good. They follow a route all the way from Trafalgar Square past the Royal Courts of Justice, the Monument, Sweeney Todd's barbershop, and then finish it.
Yeah, these buses are like, you gotta go in one of these buses if you're in London. I honestly almost thought these were for show and not real buses at times, because they look very old and like for show and don't exist in America. But I am glad to see that you can indeed. When I think about it, they are not just riding around for fun. That's pretty cool.
Square past the Royal Courts of Justice, the Monument, Sweeney Todd's barbershop, and then finishes up by the Tower of London. There's so much more space on these as well. It just feels so much more comfortable, and you can even open the window here. Look at that.
Wow.
I hate those horrible new ones. This seat over here in the corner is my friend used to call it the molester's seat. Weirdos and pervs used to sit in this one. I rather like it. You can sit at the back of the bus and just sort of observe everybody who gets on from over here.
Not too popular, is it? Maybe it's just random, but it's literally empty while he's in it.
Thank you. Thanks, man. See ya. Thank you, and you. You can even use it on the boat, but it does cost a little bit more.
The boat! The ferry, the boat. You can even use your Oyster card on the boat. Why? Would you really need a boat to get around London? I don't know London well. I might as well say that. I'm exposed. I don't know the layout of London. Is getting on a boat just for fun? To see the sights? Or would you ever need it to practically travel somewhere across the river? Well, at least you can use your Oyster card. I would be so completely lost in London. But as long as I had my little Oyster card, I could at least like keep moving, because everything accepts it. Wow.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner and I think of her wherever I go.
But you really have to remember to swipe out. It's very important, otherwise you get charged extra.
And sometimes the gates are already open, and a lot of people think, I know, I won't get charged if I just walk straight through. But that's not the case. You'll get charged £8.
Some stations don't even have ticket gates.
So make absolutely sure that you do swipe in and out properly, otherwise you can get absolutely skinned on the fare. Be careful.
Okay.
You can even use it on the Emirates airline.
I like how detailed he's getting. Like, this is actually good stuff. I know this video is pretty popular. It's got like nearly 2 million views. Makes a lot of sense. Like, if you're actually going to travel to London and want to know about public transportation and the Oyster card, this is like good. It's detailed.
On the fare. Be careful.
You can even use it on the Emirates airline. Excellent.
What?
It costs £3.40 for an adult and £1.70 for a child if you have an Oyster card.
Whoa, what is this thing? What did he call it? The airline? I mean, you are in the air on a line, but airline means airplane usually. How did I not know about this? Like, gondola thing. And of course, you can use your Oyster card to get on this as well. Of course, it figures. How much? He wasn't really talking about the prices of stuff too much. I would have liked to know, how much does it cost to get on the bus? How much does it cost to get on the ferry? He was just talking about, like, the penalty. If you don't swipe out, it'll cost you like £7 or £8.
They fly so high.
Wow.
Nearly reach the sky.
In many ways, there's no need to pay for one of those expensive guided tour buses. With so many Jules guides online, you can just access them on your phone, and with an Oyster card, you can get around London for a reasonable price. So if you enjoy my films...
Wait, what? Wait, what?
And with an Oyster card, you can get around London for a...
Is this a joke? What is this? Wait, hold on. Is he making a joke? his name is Jules, the guy making this video. So is this a joke? I thought, I really believed that there's an app like where you can get someone to come lead you around.
Reasonable price. So if you enjoy my films, do please subscribe to the channel. And bon voyage.
Okay, that was good. That was not just informative, but entertaining as well. I liked this. This was by a YouTuber called Jules Guides. Yeah, London History Walks Travel Films. I like that. I gotta give that a like. This was very helpful and funny. He's pretty funny. I'm just looking at the comments here to see if there's anything funny. Might as well. Any funny comments? Also useful info for tourists. Only get zones 1 to 2 on your Oyster card, because you can use buses on all zones to continue your journey. I don't even know what zones 1 and 2 mean in reference to London. That's another video. That's something else to learn about the zones. Don't stand on the wrong side. Note to new travelers, you no longer get to refund your Oyster card. It's a shame. Anything else? Just a lot of people saying how great the video was, and I tend to agree. This is good. He was actually, I love how he was actually walking around London demonstrating everything. That's pretty cool. Wow. Many more modes of transportation than I ever would have imagined possible. Coming from someone like me in America who I haven't been on public transportation in years. It's like thinking about going on a bus or the subway, the tube, the boat, the gondola thing on a zip line up in the air. I don't even think of it as traveling. I just think of it as fun experiences. So this was just fun for me. Although for many people who live in London, this is just the reality of getting around, right? Or maybe, I imagine at the end of the day, a lot of locals walk for the most part. Like a lot of Americans walk around in big cities like New York City or something. So anyway, I enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to, well, Great Britain, British culture, stuff in Britain that I've never seen before or learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.